Did the Minecraft movie invent new items? Is Garrett telling the truth about how he survived the explosion? And did the Orb of Dominance create the end? I've got the answers to that and to every other secret in the Minecraft movie. Starting with, did the Minecraft movie add new items to Minecraft? We all saw the buck chuckets in the trailer and we all thought, well, that's not real. Then Minecraft went and added the movie DLC, so we actually don't know what's real. One of the main problems people were having after watching the Minecraft trailer was that they didn't understand the lore. Because they showed things like piglins and ghasts in the overworld. Not only did they explain how piglins were now allowed in the overworld, they also added a mechanic in Minecraft where you can ride ghasts. So did the Minecraft movie change Minecraft? Well, Film Theory sure seems to think so. In fact, they may have even given us a sneak peek to what they might add next. Let's see what they have to say.
Not only is Steve here about 3 blocks
Steve is kind of
tall,
tiny.
but some of these blocks don't even exist in Minecraft.
Wait.
There's also some vertical stone slabs over here on the right
I
side
love
of the frame,
that.
which don't exist in vanilla Minecraft
But they
at all.
should
There's
for
even
build
a tiny
battles.
square block here too, about a quarter
it's
of the original block
adorable.
size. Again, something that isn't in Minecraft.
But it could be.
We also see small grass steps, another type of block that isn't
It's
in the
very
game.
aesthetic.
And honestly, I bet there are just a ton of these in the film that we just haven't seen yet. So
Probably.
what's happening here with these? Is this just the filmmakers varying things up to make this world a bit more visually
It's very
interesting?
aesthetic.
I mean, yes, almost certainly, regardless of whether that's a good or bad decision.
say it's a good
But
decision.
No matter the intention, I believe that this right here might be giving us a glimpse into the future of Minecraft
What do you
as
mean?
a video game franchise. Adaptations of video games
Ooh,
are
The
already
Last of
starting to
Us.
influence the visual aesthetic
good one.
and lore of big franchises. I mean, just look at how Donkey Kong looks in the new Mario Kart. He's like pulled
He's
straight out of the
adorable.
Mario movie. Those are exactly the sorts of things that the developers at Mojang would take from this
think
movie
that's a
and
good
add
idea.
into their game, just to continue to give Minecraft.
Minecraft is amazing. And also, did you think it was called Mojang? I thought it's Mojang. Please put in the comments what you think. So, grass steps are coming to Minecraft? But one thing they didn't fully explain in the movie would have made Henry's job so much easier in the Woodland Mansion. Henry should have used a modded jack-o'-lantern. Henry is in fact the most inventive. In fact, even the creator mentioned in a Minecraft Live that he represents a modder.
But that's what he is. He's like a maker and he's
He's a creator.
Such a big part of Minecraft has been the creator community
Facts.
and modding. So we thought that Henry, the Henry character, could represent
I love that.
basically the modder, the person who
The
takes
creator
the
thought
vanilla
everything
game
through.
and tweaks it and adjusts it, and then he comes into the Minecraft world and he meets Steve, and Steve knows everything about vanilla Minecraft.
Steve knows everything only about vanilla, whereas Henry, he's a modder. He knows more than that. So this also explains why Henry was able to create stuff like the Tot Launcher, which is actually a reference to the famous potato cannon from Minecraft Create. However, there was one item in the village that would have been ideal to modify: the pumpkin head. Remember when Henry gets attacked by the Enderman? Well, you know what might have helped him? That's right, a jack-o'-lantern. Wearing a jack-o'-lantern does allow you to look at Endermen without scaring them, but it does block your vision. However, with Henry's modding skills, this should have been an easy fix. So if you saw the Boots of Swiftness in the Minecraft movie and you thought to yourself, well, that's not real, you're not alone. The Boots of Swiftness are not from Bedrock Minecraft, but from Minecraft Dungeons. The Boots of Swiftness are an attainable artifact in dungeons that grants swiftness. It has a 5-second cooldown and can be found in Creeper Woods crypts, desert temples, and soul sand valleys. Since the movie was able to blend elements of dungeons with the base Minecraft game, we got super cool creations like the Golem of Swiftness. I just now really want editors for you to put a photo of Taylor Swift on an iron golem. But these boots weren't the only thing borrowed from Minecraft dungeons. A lot of bad guys were too. Which brings us to secret number 4. The piglins are from Minecraft dungeons too. Remember that people seemed to be upset that the trailer didn't seem lore accurate? Well, it turns out that the piglins we saw in the Minecraft movie were not the type of piglins you would see in the basic vanilla Minecraft game. The Grandhog is also another character from Minecraft Dungeons, who's awakened by the ancient piglin sorceress called the Seer. Sound familiar? That's right. She's the inspiration for the big bad Malgosha. Here's a brief explanation of her.
Malgosha. This piglin witch
So
is a
scary.
new creation for the movie, but she seems to take influence from a Minecraft Dungeons
The
character,
eyes, the
Seer.
face, everything. Another thing borrowed from Minecraft Dungeons is the Orb of Dominance, but it has a particular twist to it, which brings us to secret number 5. The Orb of Dominance is real. Despite the fact that this just seemed like something new added for the movie, the Orb of Dominance is actually real in Minecraft. It's a central part of Minecraft Minecraft dungeons and actually ends up being the final boss. But even then, the movie version is a little different. It's blue rather than the red you see in Minecraft dungeons. In the end of the movie, we see the orb light a beam into the sky like a beacon, causing the Great Darkening, which had me thinking, the Great Darkening, never-ending night. That's kind of like the end. Could the end have been created by the great darkness caused by the Orb of Dominance? Game Theory also had another idea as to what the Orb of Dominance from the Minecraft movie could have been borrowing from. Let's see.
The secret to
Let's
Steve's
see.
power. This thing right here.
The
This
orb.
little cube that might be what transports Steve and the other humans into the overworld. Well, new information has come to light that gives us
Like
a
what?
different answer to what this orb might be, and it comes from a source you might not expect. On the website for the Minecraft experience,
of
they explain that you'll be
Interaction.
going through this attraction using an item called the Orb of Interaction.
Oh.
This thing serves multiple purposes and glows different colors depending on what you
Breaking blocks, damaging hostile mobs, collecting resources,
need it
and
to
more.
do. You have green to mine resources, red to fight enemies,
Oh, it changes
yellow
colors.
to build, and blue to guide you.
That's
Now,
cool.
I don't know about you, but I saw that and immediately alarm bells started going off in my head. You know what else is blue? The orb that Steve and Henry are holding.
does
in
look
the
exactly
movie.
the same.
This thing isn't an orb of domination, it's an orb of interaction.
But did you know the Orb of Dominance also holds another secret? Specifically, a secret code. Secret number 6, the orb has a message. The orb also holds another secret engraved on the clear casing that our friends at Film Theory were able to decipher. There's definitely
Inside the
another
glass
language
box,
right there.
You can see that it has writing on it in a
What
different
does it say?
language. This is actually just the standard galactic alphabet,
What is the
a language
galactic
made
alphabet?
for several old school video games
Oh.
that Minecraft has used
Did you
throughout
know
its
that?
run. But after translating all of these letters, it
What's it say?
doesn't really make any
Iron
sense. To be honest with you, I actually wasn't
yeah,
really
no.
sure what to do with this one, which is why I hadn't brought it up before now. But thankfully, this community of theorists
Someone
is
on Reddit
incredible
figured
and
it out.
solved this. Yeah, Reddit user TokeGecko23 over on our subreddit was actually
How?
able to crack this code.
They're
These
magicians.
letters weren't written from right to left or anything like that, but
How's it written?
instead in a spiral. And
Oh.
when decoded that way, it reads
Iron, gold,
stone
gate,
head home.
head
This
home.
is
Oh!
giving us instructions on how to build some sort of gateway.
That's crazy. This lore is getting deep, but we never saw this actually crafted during the movie. So what could this code actually be for? Secret number 7, Garrett's game actually exists. In the end, he and Steve make a game when they come back to the real world called Block City Battle Buds, which is actually based on a real game called Block City Wars. Wait, it literally looks so aesthetic. It looks just like Minecraft. This looks like if Roblox and Minecraft had a baby. This is like a real trailer for a movie. Like, I think we're basically watching John Wick right now. Would you actually play this game, and would you be better than Garrett? But before you say yes to that, you might want to think about this next secret. Secret number 8, Garrett was the first world champion. Okay, so we all know from the movie that Garrett was the 1989 world champion, because let's be real, he never lets us forget it in the movie. Here's a clip from Screen Crush to help me explain.
He's the gaming world champion of 1989, the exact year that Nintendo officially held its first national competition, the Nintendo Challenge Championship in Canada, which eventually led to the creation of the World Championship.
That's cool.
Specifically, he's the champion of a game
He's
called
the
Hunk City
first
Rampage,
one.
which is based on classic
Hunk
beat 'em up
City.
games like Final Fight and Streets of Rage. His shop is full of every little gaming controller
It
Easter
looks
egg
like
that you
Street
can think
Fighter.
of, from obscure headsets to the infamous Nintendo Power Glove.
Have you ever seen the Power Glove? So even though Garrett was once a gaming legend, he's kind of just a meme now, which takes me to the next secret. Secret number 9, Garrett turned into a living meme. The crew's first night in the forest was a perfect demonstration of what it feels like your first night in Minecraft. Surviving the first night in Minecraft has become so iconic that it's almost become a meme itself. However, Garrett takes that idea a little too literally and turns himself into a meme when escaping skeletons. Let's watch. Look at this. I do this all the time. He's mining with a literal shovel, and all the skeletons could literally just fall on his head right there. And can we talk about there's diamonds directly over here and TNT right over his head over here, which is just like that one meme. Which one are you? I'm gonna say I'm this excited man. Never give up. That's what this should signify. Don't give up. You could be right next to diamonds. While Garrett may have not struck it big, he did strike it big at the auction. However, the real find was in the background behind him. Which brings us to secret number 10. YouTubers changed the Minecraft movie. It shouldn't come as too big of a surprise that YouTubers made cameos in the Minecraft movie. Here's a quick breakdown for those who didn't see it.
Every one of them is a major Minecraft.
We've got LD Shadow Lady, Dan TDM is here somewhere. Aphmau.
This is where we see Aphmau, LD Shadow Lady, Mambo Jumbo, and Dan TDM.
There
all
he is.
Minecraft YouTubers and pillars of the Minecraft community for more than a decade.
However, one thing you don't know is that they actually had an impact on what we saw in the movie. Remember when Henry, Steve, and Garrett went into the cave and stepped on Steve's traps? We thought we were gonna see the classic arrow trap, but instead it shot out a cactus, which was actually an idea from Mumbo Jumbo himself.
Including one that looks
I
like
definitely
the
expected
arrow trap,
arrows.
but equipped with a cactus instead,
Which was more
actually an idea
satisfying.
from Mambo Jumbo himself.
This was something that I actually worked on with Jared, cactuses being launched.
That's
they
so
progress through the
fun.
mines-
While these YouTubers certainly had their impact on the Minecraft movie, there is one YouTuber cameo that was bigger than them all. Secret 11, one of my favorites. That cameo. You know what I'm talking about. Of course, there was one YouTuber's appearance that could not be done in live action, and everyone is talking about it. Let's take a look.
As they enter the village, they pass by a pig with a crown on its head, whom
Techno.
Steve refers to as a legend. This deep cut references Technoblade, an iconic creator in
heart.
the MC community, whose in-game skin and channel logo is a crowned Minecraft pig. Now, he tragically died in June of 2022.
Just being
so this
quiet.
was a touching tribute to an absolute legend in the community.
I do love that in the movie, Jack Black literally does say he's a legend.
Is he some kind of king?
No. That's a legend.
But of course, Technoblade is not the only thing we see when we head to the village. In fact, there's also Steve's secret stash, which leads me to my next secret. Secret 12. Steve forgot his sign. For a man as brilliant as Steve, it's kind of odd he forgot his creeper farm, right? But we actually know why he lost it. He didn't label it. Take a look at this scene here from the trailer. See the sign right here? I'm sure Steve was planning to go place that, but then he got distracted when all of his friends appeared in Minecraft, and I think he just forgot. In fact, it seems like his friends took him away from more than just labeling his creeper farms, but actually took him away from beating the game. Secret 13. Has Steve beaten the game? Remember Henry, Garrett, and Steve's escape from Midport Village? Was I the only one wondering where Steve got those elytras when he slapped them on the back of Henry and Garrett? We all know there's only one place to get elytras. The end. The fact that he has two means he's been to the end 2 times before. Now we also see here that Garrett uses an ender pearl. You don't have to get an ender pearl from the end, but the fact that Steve has these items kind of tells us either he's been there before or he's at least trying to beat the game. Secret 14. People are going wild in the theater. A lot of people were trashing the Minecraft movie before it came out, but joke's on them because it became one of the most successful box office successes for a video game movie. In fact, one crew got so loud they had the cops called on them. Let's take a look. It's getting wild already. People are filming. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. What is it about this that made people go so crazy? So the ones that caused all the chaos got kicked out? They did ruin the movie for everybody. I respect being excited, but that's a little much. Speaking of the chicken jockey, did you guys see the move he pulled on Garrett? That brings me to the next secret. Secret 15. The chicken jockey went full Nacho Libre. Who could forget one of the best scenes in the movie, the chicken jockey?
Chicken jockey!
But what's even wilder is the way the baby zombie body slams Garrett, because it's a nod made to another movie by the same director as the Minecraft movie, Jared Hess. This one's from Nacho Libre, Eagle Dive from the high ropes. Beautiful moment here, the eagle dive. That would be very painful. He's not gonna make it out alive. What do you think? Is this a bit of a stretch? Secret 16. Did Steve's ancestors cube their heads? Now I know it sounds crazy, but let me explain. In vanilla Minecraft, people believe that zombies are related to Steve or Steve's ancestors because they dress the exact same way. Well, the movie seemed to prove that theory wrong because the zombies' heads were quite more cubical. However, film theory has an idea as to how this could all be possible. Let's take a look. So much
wait,
screaming.
Just hold on a second there.
What?
These zombies and skeletons are undead mobs, but undead what exactly?
They're
The zombies
technically
in the game
people,
have always been
technically,
designed
right?
To look like dead versions of Steve, wearing the exact same clothes as him.
I
that
could
always
see it.
implied that these are supposed to be zombified player characters, and they're wearing the same clothes.
They're
And
twins.
not only that, but both the zombies and skeletons look way more, well, human than anything else we've seen in Minecraft.
True.
They have extra joints like elbows, and unlike the
Thumbs.
definitively blocky creatures like piglins and villagers, they're rounder. Instead of fleeing to the end, at least some of the ancient builders left for the real world, leaving behind their dead companions who were eventually turned into the undead mobs.
Kind of what Steve did, right?
Now, from a story perspective, that works. That makes sense. It would explain why the zombies and skeletons look so darn human instead of like the villagers we see in other
what else
parts
would
of
they
the
be
trailers.
skeletons of?
But it doesn't explain the weird blockiness of them. Why would the skeletons have angular skulls and rib cages? Why are the zombies' heads so square despite their bodies being remarkably human?
I don't know,
my
please
first
tell
thought
me.
was that the longer you're in the Minecraft overworld, the more blocky you become. Like just being in this area just sort of
Steve's head is
transforms
technically
you. Maybe that's why the
a cube
zombies aren't
in the game?
completely block-shaped. Their ancestors died before they fully turned angular. But honestly, that seems a bit weak and speculative.
I don't know. I feel like this could be a stretch personally, but it is interesting to think about. Also, it's okay to be different. Be you. You're beautiful and I love it. The dinner scene wasn't the only treat we got. Anybody else love the beautiful music that Steve and Garrett played together in the Woodland Mansion? Well, it's no accident they had Jack Black break out into a sax solo, because he's known to break out in a solo every once in a while on the toy saxoboom. You thought I was kidding. Like literally, it is right here. This is his thing. Like, this is very impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here for it. Who knew this toy even existed? Raise your hand if you've ever played a toy saxoboom before. I hope you have. That just makes me smile. But of course, Jack Black's biggest moment in the movie had nothing to do with Steve. It had to deal with a reference to Minecraft's scariest myth, the Herobrine moment. One of the biggest questions that a bunch of longtime Minecraft fans were wondering when they went to watch the movie is, will we see Herobrine? And the movie delivered in one of the best possible ways. Let's watch Screen Crush's breakdown of the moment.
Hank has a vision where he sees a possessed version of his friends. Everyone's eyes here are glowing purple
So
except
scary,
for Steve, who's
'cause they are glowing white,
which is a deep cut
just
to
like
one of the most
Herobrine.
famous Minecraft legends, Herobrine. Countless viral videos. He
We all
looks
know
just
him.
like Steve,
We
except
all
he has white soulless eyes.
kinda love
it's
him.
undoubtedly a small cameo that should make a lot of longtime Minecraft YouTubers very happy.
This was a huge win for so many longtime Scary Myth Minecraft fans. And it certainly wasn't the only dark secret hidden in the Minecraft movie. Secret 20, piglins torture ghasts to use their fireballs. So one hard truth that the Minecraft movie revealed how terrible ghasts are treated in the Nether. When the movie first came out, people were so mad to see unzombified piglins and ghasts outside of the Nether. But an update was created that allowed ghasts to fly into the overworld. All they need is a little bit of water. In doing so, this creates a happy ghast, but they are no longer able to create fireballs. However, as we see in the Minecraft movie, piglins are able to force the ghasts to carry them without water, so they can use fireball attacks against their enemies. Those poor baby ghasts are just thirsty. That is not nice. Secret 21, Film Theory thinks Steve should be dead. So we all remember Steve's bucket clutch at the end of the Elytra chase. And although we all thought that Steve struck the landing perfectly, Film Theory seems to disagree. Let's see what they have to say.
All three of these characters should be DEAD.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, if they
one bucket
insist
of
on
water for
including
3
realistic
people?
humans here, we're going to be using some realistic science.
Makes sense.
If you fall into shallow water from
It's
a
not
great
good
height,
for you.
you're going to be hitting the bottom
Yeah.
hard. This is
Yeah.
why they tell people no diving in shallow pools.
Don't do
because there's
that.
a good chance that you're going to hit your head and damage your brain or spine. If something super fast hits the water, then the tension
It's like a
holding
belly
that surface
flop.
of the water together is going to make it feel super solid.
But with 3
you can
people.
actually go test this out yourself. If you have a bath or a sink that's full or whatever and slowly put your hand into the water, it'll slip right in with like no resistance.
if you slap it-
if you then try to like slap the water quickly, well, you're going to
It
feel
can
way
hurt
more
sometimes.
resistance. Now imagine that. but
Science is
falling from,
interesting,
like,
but here's the thing. We didn't want them to die. So I'm grateful that they survived even just because of one water bucket. And speaking of game logics, the entire game's logic is off. This means that each block is not actually the same size it would be in Minecraft. If it were, this means Steve and his crew would be gigantic. Take a look at this.
Our friends over at Corridor Digital actually did a really awesome video about this, showing just how
It's
this can look
satisfying.
in the real world. And well, look
So
at the size of
realistic.
this block. It's huge. All that being said, the creators of the film did see this as potentially an issue, so they decided to make some changes for the movie.
We
They
scaled
thought
it
everything
down,
through.
and the scale's like 60 centimeters cubed, which is 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet.
And hey, you know what? That checks out. Just eyeballing the blocks from the trailer, trailer,
It
that
looks
seems
good.
to be roughly correct.
Yeah.
But, well, I wanted to have some fun with math here and question, what if these were full-sized blocks? What would that mean for the characters in this movie and how comically big they'd be? So let's start with
We
Steve,
all want to
because
see it.
measuring Jack Black's height here would actually be quite easy. In some parts of the trailers, we see him standing
Right
by
next to the
several
blocks.
dirt blocks. Using our trusty friend pixel measurements, we can determine that Jack Black is 402 pixels tall and just about 2.5 times the
Why is
size
that
of these
funny
blocks
sounding?
here. So if Steve in the Minecraft movie is 2.5 blocks tall, and if the blocks were 1 meter tall each, that would make Steve 2.5 meters tall.
Which
or
is?
8 foot 2 inches.
Oh
That
my
is
gosh.
massive.
But as big as Steve and his crew may be due to scaling, it isn't as big as the next secret. Secret 23. Garrett is lying about how he survived. Was anyone else super suspicious that Garrett just came back from the brink of death? When Garrett comes swooping in for the final fight, he tells Henry that he used Steve's water clutch trick, but something about that didn't sit right with me. So take a look at this. He's surrounded by so many explosions. Not only would that take away all of his hearts, he's not wearing armor, so I think I know exactly how he survived. Remember when he grabs the Ender Pearl from Steve's secret stash? Well, there was something else in there, a Totem of Undying. This would have allowed Garrett to survive. However, why didn't he just tell Henry and the rest of the group? While Garrett stealing the Totem of Undying may not be that surprising, well, the secrets as the credits rolled certainly were. Secret 24, the secret language of the villagers. So after the credits start rolling, there's a mid-credits scene with a surprisingly funny secret. The villager Netwit secretly reveals that he's able to talk just like we do, which implies that the villagers have their own language as well. That means all those huffs and grunts that we constantly are hearing from them are actually words. But of course, that wasn't the only secret hidden behind the credits. The post-credit cameo. If you didn't stay through the end of the credits, then you missed the biggest cameo yet. Alex is by far one of the most iconic Minecraft characters next to Steve. So does this mean we're getting a sequel? That's all the secrets I found in the Minecraft movie, but if you found any other secrets, let me know in the comments and click one of the next videos before they disappear.